Welcome to Buzzard's Corner of Love. Think outside the box. In what areas of your life could you think outside the box? Possibly going deeper spiritually, maybe thinking about creative ideas from within, or maybe just sitting with yourself and being still with yourself in the quiet. There's that and so much more. Angels, I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves where we uplift and inspire you to become who you truly came here to be. Angels, we'd like to remind you the B Word Summit is right around the corner, July 7th. I will be speaking about male boundaries. I'll be kicking off the summit on Monday, July 7th at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. You can grab your free tickets over at buzzardscorner.com. BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with the K.com, and grab your free tickets, Angels. It's a 4-day summit, and it's all about the B word of boundaries. And we're speaking about male relationships, or I'm going to be speaking on male relationships, but there's a lot of different topics that they're going to be speaking on regarding boundaries. And I think we as women need to have more boundaries, healthy boundaries in our life. So go over to buzzardscorner.com, grab your free tickets. It's on our blog page. You can join us on July 7th. That's 3:30 p.m. Pacific time and 5:30 p.m. Central time. We look forward to seeing you there. Angels, we're wrapping up this month of confidence. And our topic today is self-image is important. Do you believe that self-image is important? And I'm not speaking about the facial and the superficial. I'm not speaking about that type of self-image. I'm talking about having a healthy self-image. A healthy self-image is crucial because how you perceive yourself significantly influences your feelings, it influences your interactions, and your overall well-being, which impacts every area of your life physically, emotionally, mentally, socially. And I tell you, Angels, when you have a healthy viewpoint about yourself, then you have healthy emotions. And I can stand as an example because I've been on both sides of the coin. And I am moved into an area where I have a healthy self-image about myself. It took work on myself, inner work within myself to create that healthy self-image. Yet it can be done if you're willing to commit to yourself and to commit to doing the work. Yet its dynamic concept is developed over time. It doesn't happen overnight. And it's crucial for building resilience, fostering positive relationships, and achieving personal fulfillment. And that is true, Angels. Like I said, being on both sides of the coin, I can feel the difference in being in this positive, healthy self-image of myself. In fact, today when I was out at 7-Eleven to get my coffee this morning, a lady told me, she said, I can feel your energy. She said, you feel so positive. And it made me feel good because it just solidified and confirmed the energy that I'm standing in. So healthy self boundaries or healthy self-image, and why that's important. For your mental and emotional well-being, Angels, a positive self-image is linked to a higher self-esteem. And that is true because when I had low self-esteem, I had a low self-image of myself. And if you're honest with yourself and you ask yourself truly and answer within yourself, and it just has to be between you and spirit, is your self-esteem healthy or do you have low self-esteem? And also, it helps your confidence. This is what we spoke about last month, confidence, standing in confidence. And having a healthy self-image builds that confidence. That's the reason why I was able to build up my confidence as I moved throughout my spiritual path by building up a healthy self-image of who I am. Also, Angels, it helps you be resilient against life stresses. And a negative self-image can contribute to feelings of inadequacy, mental health issues, and anxiety. Think about that. Just thinking negative about yourself can create mental anxiety. It can create health issues. And also, Angels, it can create inadequacy and feeling low self-esteem and low self-worth. We are all children of God. We have all come from the one source. So we are worthy. We were worthy from the day we were born. Yet it's getting that into our consciousness and believing and actually trusting that we can actually move forward in life. And that is something that I did. And I did it through affirmations. And it was a consistent daily basis. And I regrouped that negative thinking in my mind. And it does work if you work it. Social relationships. When you have a positive self-image, you tend to feel more confident in your ability to contribute to relationships, which leads to stronger connections and others. That's another thing I'm experiencing in this new space of positive energy. I'm experiencing myself being more social, talking with people, smiling, fostering a relationship with somebody that I don't know. Just giving compliments. I did that again in the store. I gave compliments just because I feel good about who I am. And that's what life is about, angels. It's about feeling good. Do you feel good? If you don't feel good, you have the power to change that by what you tell yourself and how you think. Resilience and growth. Self-acceptance and strong self-view allow individuals to embrace new experiences and bounce back from setbacks more effectively, fostering personal growth. And that is true because in my life, I've had to use that resilience. When I got into that car accident at 15, and I bounced back and learned how to walk, talk, write, eat all over again. When I was in put it labeled, I would be mentally I would need mental help and all of that throughout my life because of that car accident. I was resilient and I didn't take those pills that dumb you down. And I stood my ground in that. I was resilient in finding my birth parents so that I could find out who I was and know who I am as a person. So it takes resilience. And all of this resilience, angels, led to my self growth. It led to me knowing who I am. It led to me feeling better about myself, knowing where I came from, and also coming back from that car accident. It showed me that I have strength, determination, that I have it within me to come back from that, which is why when I had my open heart surgery last year, I knew if I could get through that accident, I would fly through open heart surgery. And I did by the grace of God and the angels. Yet that is resilience. And that's my point. Achieving goals. A healthy self-image helps you in setting realistic goals and managing expectations, which is essential for personal and professional success. This area that I'm in my life now, this is the second half of my life. And I've just finished my book, which is coming out in about the next 4 months. So when it does, I'll share that with you. And it's my life story. And I know that this part of my life, I can't rush. And I know that my goal setting is one step at a time. Small things add up to big achievements, angels. So if you have a goal and you think that one small step doesn't really mean anything, then you're lying to yourself because one small step does mean something. When I wrote my life memoir, I took it in increments and I wrote that book. And yet every time I sat down and I wrote even a paragraph, that was still a paragraph that was finished in that book until it came to completion. So small steps do work. Your physical well-being improves when you have a healthy self-image. Research shows that between self-image and physical health, including areas like sexual being sexually satisfied, and comfort in social settings. So when you are having a healthy self-image, then you have a healthy sexual image of yourself. You have a healthy outlook on yourself, and you're comfortable in settings and in areas and things of that nature. And that's another thing that I'm experiencing because of my healthy self-image that I have worked with on myself when I am out in environments that may be termed uncomfortable. I allow myself to breathe and know that my angels and guides are with me, and I flow through that experience, angels. So it's always up to you and how you perceive life and how you perceive yourself. Because how you perceive life is how you're perceiving yourself, because you're looking through your own lens. Self-image is a multifaceted component because it incorporates and evaluates your physical appearance, your personality, your intelligent skills, your moral principles, and fitting into societal norms. Now, I can't say that I'm one to fit into societal norms. When I was younger, I did my best to be the outcast, to be different. I don't do that now at this age, yet I don't always go the way that society tries to push you. And when you stand in your own power and in your own creation, you won't go the way that society pushes you. You will go the way that God gently guides you. And that's a difference of having a healthy self-image. So ask yourself, in what area, pick one area in your life, could you create a healthy self-image about yourself, a more positive image? In what way could you do that? Could you sit down and journal what yourself would look like? Can you sit down and imagine and feel what you would feel like, how it feels to be that person, to talk that way, to speak that way, to walk into a room and to have that energy notice? One thing, angels, I realized with myself is when I did a lot of mirror work, I worked with my self image without even realizing what I was doing. Mirror work is powerful because the only one you're working in the mirror with is yourself. And when you're able to stand in the mirror and accept yourself as you are, then what you see will change. And that is the truth. And that is how I allowed myself to change the outer and the inner, because the outer didn't change until the inner within me changed. And that was having healthy self-esteem and telling myself that I am a good person, that I am successful, that life is always working out for me, that I have everything that I need, that I'm always in the right place, the right space at the right time, that life is always for me and never against me, that the world loves me and uplifts me, that God's favor is on my life, that I'm a blessed woman, I am prosperous, I'm abundant, I'm joyful. I publicly declare who I am. And I tell you, when you are able to do that, it does build your confidence, and it does build your self-empowerment, and it builds your positive energy that other people can feel. And you know what that positive energy is, angels? It's love. And I was talking with one of my mentors earlier today, and I was telling her about my experience, and I was just so excited because of the experience about that lady saying she felt that positive energy. And her response to me was, "Of course." And I was like, "What do you mean, of course? I mean, this is a whole new experience." And it really does. It shifts your whole view of life. So having a healthy self-image is important because it's how you carry yourself through life. And also knowing that you are an attractive being. When you have a healthy self-image or a healthy outlook about yourself, then you can only draw people who are of that like mind. The universe, the laws of the universe cannot and won't draw to you somebody who isn't of like mind to you. So think about that. Think about the people that you're associated with and the people that you have in your life. Are they healthy relationships? Are you in a healthy relationship? If you aren't in a healthy relationship, ask yourself, do you feel that you're worthy and deserving of having healthy relationships? I'm going to say something. When I speak about male boundaries on July 7th, that will be my public declaration, because for years, angels, I didn't have any boundaries with men. And I had a negative low self-esteem and low self-worth viewpoint about myself. That was the type of men I drew to me. And yet By me setting healthy boundaries for myself, I have been able to show myself that I don't have to get involved in somebody else's drama and trauma. And also, the universe has shown me that people of that nature cannot come into my space because, like I said earlier, like attracts like. So when you have a healthy viewpoint of yourself, you have healthy relationships, you have healthy friendships, you have healthy acquaintances, you have a healthy lifestyle. Is your lifestyle healthy? Just a moment. Grab your drink. I forgot to say that, angels. Today we're drinking ice water. Love ice water. Grab your drink. Take a breath and just relax. So, in knowing that cultivating a positive self image helps you, ask yourself, what am I willing to do? Am I willing to sit and be still? Am I willing to commit to regrouping my thinking? Am I willing to talk more kindly to myself? Am I willing to stop beating myself up? And if for some people it may be, am I willing to reach out for help? Ask yourself that. I know there was a time in my life that I needed to reach out for help because I didn't know how to create a positive self image or positive self esteem. And I went to books, I went to seminars, I went to meetings, I went to people. I asked questions and I knock and the door will open. And that is a true statement, angels. Yet you've got to move your feet. Faith without works is dead. So if you don't do anything for yourself to recreate a new image of yourself, then you can't blame anybody else except yourself. Which is why we here at Buzzard's Corner of Love encourage you to create a new self-image of you, because then you feel good about who you are. You feel better about who you are. You feel more confident, more secure. You stand in your power, and you know that that isn't selfish. You know that it's self-love. And that is one thing that I am really, really understanding, angels, as I move into the second half of my life and into this new space of love and peace and abundance and prosperity and joy and happiness. It really is what I've chosen to create. Yet I walked through my fire. I've done it, and I'm not done, because once I get to that space, there will be more, because there's always more. Yet my point is, in order for me to have any of this, to have started with Buzzard's Corner of Love blogging 14 years ago, morphing into radio, TV, these shows, and into talkings and speaking and my book and all of that, I had to shift my thinking. I've had to shift how I look at myself. I've had to shift and let go of what other people thought of me. And you'd be surprised how many people are caught up in what other people think. And if you really want to know the truth, angels, a lot of people really aren't even looking at you. Our ego will tell us that. But in reality, they're not thinking about us. So if they're not thinking about us, why are we spending so much time focused on them? Pull back that energy and put it on yourself. Focus on yourself. Give yourself permission to create a healthy self image. Give yourself permission to create confidence. Give yourself permission to have a positive mindset. Give yourself permission to be mentally and emotionally healthy. We think we need to be a victim to get attention in this society, well, in the world, yes. Yet, in spirit, being a victim does not bring you the gifts from God. In spirit, you need to understand that you are a victor and that it's already done and that life will bring it to you. Yet you come to that understanding through having a healthy self-image about yourself, your relationship with spirit, your higher self, whatever you choose to call that. And you allow that energy to move you through life. Strategies for developing a healthy self-image include monitoring your self-talk. That's one thing that I did, and I started that years ago. I would catch myself, well, don't say that, Heather. Or I would say it and then I would think about it afterward. Yet now I'm in a space where I don't even have to say anything. Or I just say, I don't have anything to say to that. So it does. As you monitor your self-talk, you will hear yourself and you will catch yourself. Practice mindfulness. And if you say, well, what is mindfulness? Practice being mindful. Practice what it is you're thinking. Practice what it is you're talking to yourself about to yourself. That's mindfulness. How do you speak to yourself? What is it that you're thinking? Are you thinking positive thoughts? Or are you thinking negative thoughts? Are you thinking about the world? Or are you thinking about spirit? Whom do you choose to serve this day? Positive, negative, spirit, world. Up to you. Monitor mindfulness. Also, assertive communication. Angels, I cannot state this enough. Communication brings clarity. When you are able to communicate, you become clear. Thank you, angels and guides, that I was born with communication, because I am a Libra and communication is a gift that God has given me. And because of that, I'm able to talk, I'm able to ask, I'm able to get clear. Communication is key, and a lot of us don't communicate because we're afraid to ask, we're afraid to look foolish, and etc. But honey, I am one. I'm going to ask you. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm going to ask. If I need help, I'm going to ask. And if I need something, I'm going to ask. Open up your mouth so you can get some help. And also, angels, build self-awareness. As you move through your spiritual journey, you will build self-awareness and you'll become aware of how you move through life and how you're speaking to yourself. You'll become aware of what you're thinking. You'll become aware of how you're moving, how you're acting, if you're being kind, all of that. Self-awareness is key, and that comes into play the more that you allow yourself to develop a healthy self-image about yourself. And also, angels, therapeutic behavior, like cognitive behavioral therapy, is also beneficial in reforming a negative thought and improving self-perception. And you can say, well, what is cognitive behavioral therapy? Personally, I put it affirmations. Change your thinking, change your mind. It is your thinking that creates your life, because what you think is what you speak. What you speak is what you create, and what you create is what you experience. So if you're looking at your life and you aren't liking your experiences, or you aren't liking who you are, change the image in the mirror instead of trying to change everything around the mirror. Change the image in the mirror, and I guarantee you, I am a personal living example. Then you will change, and the outer around you will change as well. So, angels, that's the reason why it's important to have a healthy self-image. Because if you choose to have fun, joy, happiness, peace, success, fulfillment in your life, and to actually experience a fun and creative life, you have to have a healthy self-image about who you are, whose you are, where you come from, and where you stand, rooted in the Spirit of God. Amen. I felt that myself, angels. Taking a deep breath. Taking one more. Thank you, God. Thank you for this day, this space, and this opportunity that we've all had to come together to remember who and whose we are in truth, God, knowing that there's only one power, one presence active in our life, God, and in this world. That is the all-loving goodness of you. Thank you, Spirit, for us having the willingness to have a positive self-image of ourselves, knowing that it affects every area of our life. We choose to be mentally, emotionally, physically well. We choose to have high self-esteem, high self-worth, knowing that we are a child of God, that we are worthy, that we are deserving of all of the gifts that God has to give us, and that we are choosing to stand rooted in spirit, in light, and in love, knowing that this is already done, fulfilled, and complete. Release these words into the universe, and together we simply say, and so it is. Amen. Angels, can you believe it's already the end of June? July is next month. Join us for the B Word Summit, July 7th, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 p.m. Central. Grab your free tickets over on our website, BUZZARDSKORNER.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, BUZZARDSKORNER with K.com. Click on the blog page and you can get your free tickets there. Next week, angels, our theme of the month is creativity. That's right. So we're going to be talking about the 4 types of creativity to kick off the month of July. I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited about that. Creativity. That's how you create your life. So join us for that. That's next week. Angels, you can always like, subscribe to our channel, share this video with others, help us get the word out about spiritual empowerment. And angels, we've got a lot of videos down below that you can always look at. There's a lot of forgiveness videos up there if you need help. Leave any comments, suggestions, or anything that you'd like below. Check our website out at BUZZARDSKORNER.com. BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with the K.com. Follow us on all social sites. So until next week, angels, I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves.